of justice, fairness, and equity. You will agree with me that the struggle to liberate Edo people from the utter darkness occasioned by the poor services of Benin Electricity Distribution Company is still ongoing. The resolve to stop their extortion, oppressions, and intimidation on Edo people because they have pliers and ladder. Hence, they can say, they see themselves as demigod who can say, let there be light, and there will be light, and let there be darkness, there will be darkness. As a responsible, peace-loving Edolite, we have tried to engage at different levels, of which there was no results. We did our first press conference to draw the attention of BEDC and relevant authority on the need to prevail on them, all to no avail. Edo people decide to go on the protests that the governor of Edo State saw and promised to address the issues. Even though this struggle gave birth to the groundbreaking for the establishment of 100,000 megawatt power generating plants and 300 metric tons gas line, it is our joy that we are on the right path to breaking the monopoly on one hand, but on the other hand, it has not addressed the oppressive tendencies of BEDC and their high-handedness, cum extortion on Edo people. Now, recall that upon our petition to the Edo State House of Assembly, the House invited the management of BEDC, giving them a huge notice of 1 week, considering the importance of the subject matter to the public. Not only that BEDC refused to show up, no representative was sent, and no written notice nor response was sent, which is a clear reflection of how they treat Edo people with disdain, as though we are a conquered people left with no choice. See finish. See finish.
Yes, sir.
Another invitation issued by the clerk of the house for another date, yet BEDC refused to show up. Information reaching us is that the managing director is not available to answer to the call of the hallowed chamber and a symbol of constitutional authority of Edo people at the apex level until the end of March. While Edo people can remain in perpetual darkness, cum economic loss, until his return. Can you imagine? This is totally unacceptable.
In your job.
In the light of the above, Edo people who are determined to liberate themselves from darkness are deemed fit not only to liberate themselves but our resources, which is the only interest of BEDC. You will agree with me that businesses with absolute integrity will always enjoy public trust and support because their profit is directly proportional to their services rendered. BEDC over the years has capitalized on estimated bills to make us and compel Edo people to continue to pay for services not rendered. Monies Edo people lost to BEDC due to estimated bill is about 1.2 trillion naira over the years. Therefore, as a matter of babana, as a matter of urgent public importance, cum rescue of Edo State people from economic woes occasioned by BEDC, we therefore declare as follows.
One.
No payment of estimated bills in Edo State until further notice.
Yes.
If you cannot meter us, don't meet us.
Yes.
If you cannot meter us, don't meet us. We shall immediately constitute a rapid response intervention committee across Edo State to respond within 10 minutes in any area BDC tries to be funny.
Wow. Yes.
In a system where there is injustice, civil disobedience, and civil resistance is inevitable. 2. We call on Nigerian Society of Engineers, Standard Organization of Nigeria, Nigeria Electricity Commission, Regulatory Commission, and other relevant professional bodies to verify the integrity of the correct meter that BEDC is giving to Edo people. To ascertain the level, the rate at which they dispense power per kilowatt hour. 3. We hereby revoke the ownership of all equipment and materials like transformers, electric poles, cables, armored cables, fuse and transformer oil, etc. from BEDC back to the communities. Back to the communities, the areas and individuals who contributed monies to buy them. BEDC may wish to negotiate their usage and pay back to the community in cash for their development or render equivalent service in tariff back to those communities.
Nothing more, nothing less.
4. We call on the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), Independent Corrupt Practices Commission (ICPC), and Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission to investigate the economic fraud and breach of regulatory policies that BEDC management has meted on Edo people in the tunes of billions.
Yes.
Through hidden charges embedded or programmed on meters, of which Edo people are paying without knowing, and the conduct of compelling communities to donate equipment running into billions before they can install them. 5. We want to know who is deceiving Nigerians between the Minister of Power of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the MD of BEDC as it concerns the provision of free meter distribution that is ongoing. While the federal government said they are responsible, BEDC MD told Edo people that the meter is purchased by BEDC.
Open fraud.
6. We call on BEDC as a matter of urgency to commence the unconditional installation, fixing and repair of equipment in various communities yet to be installed due to their inability to meet the extortive terms of BEDC. 7. While we appreciate the fact that the Edo State government is making effort to break monopoly in the power sector, we appeal that they should, for the sake of Edo people, mediate on the crisis between Oshomo and the Chinese partners to reach amicable resolution where Edo people becomes the major beneficiaries of their peaceful resolution.
Bam.
8. We wish to remind Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpebholo, that the enlarged stakeholder meeting he proposed between Edo people and critical stakeholders in the electricity value chain is yet to be organized. This enlarged stakeholder meeting is designed to fill the pulse of Edo people and provide solution to the darkness and end the oppressive tendencies of BEDC. Hence, further delay should be avoided. Number 9, we therefore issue 21-day ultimatum. 21-day ultimatum to BEDC and relevant authorities to prevail on BEDC to address all issues and challenges of Edo people as it concerns the pains of the people. Else, we shall commence the effective picketing of all BEDC offices in Edo State, including their headquarters. Not be so. A stitch in time saves 9. The struggle to liberate Edo people from darkness and the oppressive tendencies of BEDC is a task that must be done with tangible evidence and results for Edo people. We refuse to be intimidated or distracted by any force or forces sponsored by whoever or from any quarters.